Disrespect is something we all face at one point or another in our lives. Whether in our personal relationships, work, or social interactions, there are times when others will treat us in ways that feel demeaning, hurtful, or dismissive. But how should we respond? Do we react in anger? Do we allow these moments to disturb our peace of mind? For centuries, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism has offered valuable guidance for dealing with challenges like disrespect. The Stoics believed that we are in control of our reactions, even if we cannot control the behavior of others. In this article, we will explore 10 Stoic lessons that can help you handle disrespect with wisdom and grace. I invite you to stay with me until the end of this article. By doing so, you will equip yourself with timeless tools to maintain your inner peace, even when faced with the disrespectful actions of others. Let's begin by diving into the first lesson. 1. Embrace acceptance. When confronted with disrespect, the first reaction many of us experience is frustration or anger. But Stoicism teaches us that we should not waste our energy trying to change what we cannot control. Epictetus, a key Stoic philosopher, taught that the wise person distinguishes between what is in their control and what is not. Disrespect from others falls into the latter category. Why do we feel the need to change the opinions or actions of others? Why do we give so much power to external circumstances that are beyond our control? These are important questions to reflect on. Disrespect, after all, is just another form of external circumstance. It is not the event itself that disturbs us, but our judgment of it. Imagine someone insults you. Your immediate reaction might be to defend yourself or lash out, but is this within your control? No. What you can control is how you respond to the insult. Can you accept that their opinion or their behavior does not define your worth? This is where Stoicism shines. It empowers us to accept that not everything is in our power to change. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, said, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." This means that by accepting the things that are outside of our control, like the disrespect of others, we maintain inner harmony. Instead of letting disrespect disturb your inner peace, you can accept that the world is imperfect and people may not always treat you with the respect you deserve. However, acceptance does not mean complacency. It is important to set boundaries, a point we'll discuss later. But it also means that you are not ruled by the actions of others. When you accept that disrespect is an external event and not a reflection of your true value, you can focus your energy on what truly matters, your own thoughts, actions, and character. Ask yourself, how often do I allow others' disrespectful actions to control my emotions? Can I learn to embrace acceptance and maintain my peace regardless of external circumstances? Acceptance is the foundation of maintaining inner peace. Now that we have explored the importance of acceptance, let's move on to another key Stoic practice: learning to pause before reacting. 2. Learn to pause. Imagine this scenario. Someone disrespects you in a meeting, perhaps by undermining your ideas or talking over you. How do you feel? The natural reaction is to feel anger rising, perhaps a desire to snap back or defend yourself immediately. But here is where Stoicism offers a powerful tool: the pause. Seneca, another influential Stoic philosopher, once said, "Whenever you are angry, be assured that it is not only a present evil, but that you have increased a habit." What Seneca is referring to is the power of emotional impulses. When we react in anger, we are feeding a habit that ultimately harms us more than anyone else. Stoicism teaches us that by learning to pause, we can interrupt this destructive cycle. When someone disrespects you, instead of reacting impulsively, try to pause. In that pause, reflect on what is truly happening. Is your anger going to lead to a constructive outcome? Or is it more likely to escalate the conflict? By pausing, you give yourself the opportunity to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. This pause is a small but significant action. It creates space between the disrespectful event and your response, allowing you to choose your reaction based on reason, not emotion. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, responding with calmness and clarity rather than being swept away by passion. Pausing also allows you to evaluate the situation more clearly. Is the disrespectful comment worth your emotional energy? Is it an opportunity to exercise patience or to practice setting boundaries? These questions can only be considered if we pause long enough to ask them. Ask yourself, how often do I react impulsively when someone disrespects me? What could happen if I chose to pause instead? How would my interactions change? By mastering the ability to pause, we gain control over our emotional responses and align ourselves with Stoic principles of wisdom and self-control. This leads us naturally to the next lesson, reflecting on yourself and your own role in situations of disrespect. 3. Reflect on yourself. One of the cornerstones of Stoicism is self-reflection. The Stoics believed that the quality of our lives is determined by the quality of our thoughts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This profound insight points to the importance of self-examination when dealing with disrespect. When someone disrespects you, it's easy to focus entirely on the other person's behavior. But Stoicism asks us to turn inward first. Instead of asking, "Why did they treat me this way?" a Stoic would ask, "What can I learn from this situation?" And, "Did I play any role in this interaction?" This is not about blaming yourself, but about reflecting on whether there is any truth in the criticism or disrespect. For example, if someone criticizes you harshly, take a moment to reflect. Is there any truth in their words? Could their disrespectful tone have been provoked by something I said or did? Self-reflection also helps you respond in a way that aligns with your values and virtues. Instead of reacting out of anger, ask yourself, how can I respond in a way that reflects my commitment to patience, wisdom, and courage? This allows you to grow from the experience, turning moments of disrespect into opportunities for personal development. Through self-reflection, you gain a deeper understanding of both the situation and yourself. This practice ensures that your responses are based on rational judgment rather than impulsive reactions. It helps you maintain your dignity and integrity, no matter how others behave. Ask yourself, how often do I reflect on my own role in situations of disrespect? Can I use these moments to grow in wisdom and virtue? By cultivating the habit of self-reflection, you strengthen your ability to navigate disrespect with clarity and calm. This leads us to the next powerful Stoic lesson, focusing on virtue in the face of adversity. 4. Focus on virtue. In the philosophy of Stoicism, virtue is the highest good. The Stoics believed that a life lived in accordance with virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance is the only path to true happiness. When you face disrespect, the Stoic approach encourages you to focus on your virtues rather than on the offense itself. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Virtue is nothing else than right reason." This means that being virtuous is about being rational, making decisions based on reason rather than emotions. When someone disrespects you, ask yourself, how can I respond in a way that reflects my virtues? Stoicism challenges us to rise above the petty actions of others. Instead of allowing disrespect to pull you into a cycle of negativity, Stoicism teaches you to focus on being the best version of yourself. This doesn't mean ignoring the disrespect. It means responding in a way that is aligned with your values. For example, if someone insults you, rather than retaliating with an insult of your own, you could choose to respond with patience and understanding. By focusing on virtue, you maintain your dignity, even in difficult situations. You prove that your actions are not dictated by the behavior of others, but by your own commitment to living a virtuous life. Ask yourself, how can I use moments of disrespect to practice patience, wisdom, and courage? Am I letting my emotions dictate my response, or am I focusing on virtue? Focusing on virtue allows you to remain steady, even in the face of adversity. It helps you maintain your inner control and avoid being swayed by external events. As we move forward, let's explore another important Stoic tool, practicing empathy, even towards those who disrespect us. 5. Practice empathy. Empathy may seem like an unexpected response to disrespect, but for those who follow Stoicism, it is a crucial tool. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, reminds us, "Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourselves." This reflects a profound Stoic belief that true understanding and peace come from within. When someone disrespects you, practicing empathy can help you rise above the situation rather than being dragged down by it. Why is empathy so important? The answer lies in the interconnectedness of humanity, a concept deeply ingrained in Stoicism. When someone disrespects you, their actions often stem from their own struggles, fears, or insecurities. Rather than taking their words or actions personally, Stoicism invites us to step back and consider their perspective. Ask yourself, what might this person be going through that caused them to act this way? Could their disrespect be a reflection of their own challenges rather than a personal attack on me? By practicing empathy, you shift the focus away from your own feelings of hurt or anger and toward understanding the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean excusing their behavior, but it does allow you to respond with greater wisdom and patience. When you realize that the disrespect is likely more about the other person's internal struggles than about you, it becomes easier to stay calm and composed. Furthermore, empathy helps to break the cycle of negativity. Imagine how a situation might unfold if, instead of reacting defensively or aggressively to disrespect, you responded with kindness and understanding. How might this change the outcome? Often, a simple act of empathy can defuse tension and turn a potentially harmful interaction into an opportunity for growth. Ask yourself, when was the last time I practiced empathy towards someone who disrespected me? How can I see their actions from a broader perspective, considering their emotions or struggles? By cultivating empathy, you not only protect your own peace of mind, but also open the door to more meaningful and positive interactions with others. Stoicism reminds us that in showing empathy, we are not merely being kind to others, we are exercising control over our own responses, ensuring that we remain aligned with our values. Empathy is a reflection of the Stoic principle that we are all part of a greater whole. By understanding others, we maintain our own dignity and grow as individuals. 6. Use humor. Humor is not often thought of as a Stoic tool, but it can be surprisingly effective in diffusing disrespectful situations. Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "You have mastered yourself when you know how to deal with what you should not take seriously." In other words, sometimes the best response to disrespect is not anger or indignation, but a light-hearted remark or a bit of humor. Why is humor a valuable tool in Stoicism? The answer lies in its ability to keep us emotionally balanced. When we can laugh at a situation or at ourselves, we create emotional distance from the problem. Humor helps us to see the absurdity in certain situations, and this perspective can prevent us from getting overwhelmed by anger or frustration. It is a reminder not to take things too seriously, especially things that, in the grand scheme of life, are insignificant. For example, imagine someone makes a sarcastic or rude comment about you in a group setting. Your first reaction might be to feel hurt or defensive. But what if, instead of reacting negatively, you responded with a clever, light-hearted joke? Not only does this show that you are not bothered by the disrespect, but it also helps diffuse tension and keep the situation from escalating. Humor allows you to take control of the interaction without resorting to conflict. Of course, humor must be used wisely. Stoicism teaches us to act with reason and consideration. The goal is not to mock or belittle the other person, but to shift the tone of the interaction. A well-timed joke can remind both you and the other party that the situation is not as serious as it may seem, and that you are in control of your emotions. Ask yourself, how often do I let disrespectful situations get under my skin? Could I use humor as a way to maintain my composure and lighten the mood? By incorporating humor into your responses, you demonstrate emotional resilience, a key aspect of Stoic philosophy. You show that you are not easily shaken by the actions or words of others. Humor, when used appropriately, can turn potential conflicts into opportunities for connection, and it allows you to remain centered no matter how others behave. 7. Set clear boundaries. Stoicism is not about becoming a passive doormat or tolerating bad behavior. It is about standing firm and acting with dignity, no matter the circumstances. When faced with disrespect, setting clear and respectful boundaries is an essential Stoic strategy. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, reminds us, a rock stands strong and unmoved by the waves of the sea. This is how we should approach disrespect, with firmness and resolve, while maintaining our sense of inner control. When someone disrespects you, the Stoic response is not to react with anger or aggression, but to assert yourself calmly and clearly. Setting boundaries is not about confrontation. It is about self-respect. By setting boundaries, you let others know how you expect to be treated, without resorting to emotional reactions. This is a sign of strength, not weakness. Consider this. If someone repeatedly disrespects you, what message does it send? If you remain silent or passive, does it suggest that you value yourself, or does it encourage further disrespect? Stoicism teaches us that we are in control of how we allow others to treat us. Setting clear, reasonable boundaries not only protects your dignity, but also helps guide others in how they interact with you. Boundaries can be as simple as calmly telling someone, "I don't appreciate that comment," or explaining how you expect to be treated in the future. This does not have to be confrontational. In fact, by remaining calm and composed, you are more likely to earn respect than if you reacted angrily. Boundaries should be set with firmness, but also with respect and consideration for the other person. Ask yourself, how often do I allow others to cross my boundaries? Do I assert myself calmly and respectfully when I feel disrespected? By setting clear boundaries, you uphold your self-respect without escalating the situation. This is a key part of living according to Stoic values. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control others, but we can control how we respond and what we allow. Setting boundaries is a powerful way to maintain your integrity in the face of disrespect. Having strong boundaries also leads us to another important Stoic principle: forgiveness. Let's now explore how forgiveness plays a role in handling disrespect. 8. Choose forgiveness. Forgiveness, in the Stoic sense, is not about letting others off the hook for their disrespectful behavior. Instead, it is about freeing yourself from the emotional burden that comes with holding on to anger or resentment. In Stoicism, forgiveness is viewed as an act of strength, not weakness. Epictetus reminds us that it is not the things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about these things. When you hold on to anger after being disrespected, who is suffering the most? Is it the person who disrespected you, or is it you? Stoicism encourages us to let go of negative emotions because they only harm us. Forgiveness is not about excusing the behavior. It's about choosing to release the emotional weight that is dragging you down. Why is it so difficult to forgive? Often we hold on to resentment because we feel that by forgiving, we are condoning the disrespect. But Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is an act of inner liberation. By choosing to forgive, you are not saying that what the other person did was acceptable. Instead, you are deciding that their actions will not control your emotional state. Ask yourself, is holding on to this anger helping me? Or is it keeping me stuck in a cycle of negativity? What would happen if I chose to forgive and move on? How would I feel if I freed myself from this emotional burden? Forgiveness also aligns with the Stoic idea of focusing on what you can control. You cannot control how others behave, but you can control whether or not you let their behavior affect your peace of mind. By choosing forgiveness, you exercise this control. You decide that your inner tranquility is more important than the disrespectful actions of others. Ask yourself, what is preventing me from forgiving those who have disrespected me? Can I see forgiveness as an act of strength rather than weakness? By practicing forgiveness, you not only free yourself from the grip of anger, but also cultivate the Stoic virtues of wisdom, compassion, and resilience. 9. Change your perspective. The ability to change your perspective is one of the most powerful tools in Stoicism. When faced with disrespect, it can be easy to fall into the trap of overreacting or taking things too personally. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, our life is what our thoughts make it. This means that how we perceive an event, whether disrespect or anything else, largely determines how we feel about it. Changing your perspective allows you to see disrespect for what it truly is, often a reflection of the other person's ignorance, insecurity, or weakness, rather than a statement about your worth. When someone disrespects you, take a step back and ask, is this really about me? Or is this person projecting their own struggles? By shifting your perspective, you gain clarity. You realize that most instances of disrespect are fleeting and insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Does the opinion of a disrespectful person really impact your value? The Stoics would say no. What matters is your own perception of yourself and your actions. Stoicism teaches us that perspective is key to maintaining inner peace. When you can see disrespect as a minor event in a much larger life, it becomes easier to let go of any emotional reaction. You can choose to view the situation as an opportunity for growth rather than as an insult. Ask yourself, how often do I take disrespect personally when it is really about the other person? Can I shift my perspective to see the bigger picture? By changing your perspective, you can transform how you experience disrespect. Instead of seeing it as a personal attack, you can view it as an opportunity to practice patience, forgiveness, or wisdom. This leads us to the final Stoic lesson: keeping your calm in all situations. 10. Keep your calm. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is that we are not disturbed by things themselves, but by our judgment of them. Epictetus reminds us that people are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. When someone disrespects you, it is not the disrespect itself that upsets you. It is how you interpret and react to it. Keeping your calm in the face of disrespect is one of the most important Stoic practices. When you allow your emotions to take control, you lose the clarity and wisdom that come from reasoned thinking. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to remain calm and composed no matter what happens around us. This calmness is not a sign of indifference, but of strength and self-mastery. When you keep your calm, you protect yourself from the emotional roller coaster that disrespect can trigger. You remain in control of your response, which is the essence of Stoic wisdom. No matter what others say or do, your inner peace is yours to maintain. Ask yourself, how often do I allow disrespect to disturb my peace of mind? Can I practice keeping my calm, even in challenging situations? By keeping your calm, you embody the Stoic virtues of patience, wisdom, and self-control. This final Stoic lesson ties together all the others, acceptance, pausing, reflecting, and more, into a powerful approach to handling disrespect with grace and dignity. By applying these 10 Stoic lessons, you can learn to handle disrespect with strength, wisdom, and grace. Each principle offers a powerful tool for maintaining your inner peace, regardless of how others behave. Now, I encourage you to reflect on these lessons. What insights did you gain? How can you apply them to your daily life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights might help others on their own Stoic journey. If you found value in these teachings, I encourage you to like this video, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and share it with those who may benefit from learning how to handle disrespect in a calm and empowered way. Thank you for watching, and I wish you peace and strength on your journey towards Stoic mastery. Stay Stoic, and I'll see you in the next video.